Okay, yeah, we just got done talking about our friend Bill Maher, the misogynist idiot, that rants and raves and what was behind that, in my opinion. But again, he's been able to overcome his problems and, become a financial success. And hey, only in America, right? That's what's great about this country. You can be a jerk like that and you can still make it. So, just exemplifies what's good and bad about America, I suppose. Let's go ahead and take a call and see what's on your mind here this morning.
Elmo here. What's happening?
Hey, what's going down?
Yeah. I was just wondering. My wife and I were watching HBO last night, and we watched that movie about Sarah Palin, and we sort of enjoyed it. And anyway, I was just wondering, did you happen to see it? And if so, what did you think about it? Have a good one there, TK.
All right, Elmo. Thanks for calling. Game Change is the movie you're talking about. Actually, I did see it last night. I do have HBO. I'm going to make a disclaimer, though. I do not watch the Bill Maher show. He's on HBO. I've just never had a desire to watch it. I might research it a little once in a while if some controversy pops up and I want to talk about it. But he just doesn't appeal to me. I've never had a desire to watch his show. But I did watch Game Change, and see, I am old enough and wise enough to watch a movie and to be able to pick through the BS. You know what I mean? And if it looks like they're embellishing on something, I can kind of see, well, that's their agenda, this type of thing. Did I like the movie? I enjoyed it. The acting was wonderful. Ed Harris played John McCain. He did a great job. Woody Harrelson, the campaign manager, Steve Schmidt, he did a fantastic job. And Julianne Moore was wonderful, portraying Sarah Palin. I would say Woody Harrelson and Julianne Moore, when they do those awards, I guess they're not the Academy Awards, but they have some other awards when they're giving out awards for best movie made for television or whatever. But they'll be up for Oscar or awards, probably not Oscars, but and deservedly so. They did a great job. The acting was great. If you can see through the bunk, and just watch the movie for enjoyment and entertainment, then you'll enjoy it. The first 40 minutes seemed to go by okay. Everything was cool, and they hadn't attacked Palin or anything. But then once they brought her into the campaign, then they started making her look like a real klutz, and she didn't know much about worldly events and foreign policy, and even to the point where she didn't even know North and South Korea were two different countries. I find that hard to believe. They talked about England and what would she do if we had something, an issue with England, and she said she would talk to the Queen, and they had to tell her, well, the Queen doesn't really run the government over there, it's the Prime Minister, and she didn't seem to know that. And again, I would find that hard to believe. And then they had to call in some experts and say, this gal really needs help. We better bring in the reinforcements here. And they spread out this map of Europe, and they're educating her about World War II. And she didn't seem to know that Germany and Italy and Japan had allied together to form the Axis powers. And she's scribbling down notes on her note cards, and wow, this is really cool, like she didn't have a clue. And, who knows, I saw a thing where they were talking to the screenwriter who wrote this, and he said he had about 25 sources, and I got the impression he kind of did a little picking and choosing, which source he wanted to use. And you probably had a few of them that didn't like Palin, and they probably embellished and told him some stuff, and that he would rather believe this person over that person, and so he kind of went ahead and had his own agenda. And obviously the movie was portrayed to make Palin look like a klutz and an idiot. And but if you know that going into the movie, and that's what they're trying to do, you'll enjoy the movie, So, Palin was always scribbling down information on note cards, made her look like a real dummy. She couldn't remember anything. Rather than just sit back and try to learn the material, she would be scribbling it on cards all the time. And as a former teacher, I've had students like that. They think if they scribble everything down, that's going to make them smarter, when they'd be better off just sitting back and listening and trying to learn the material. So they kind of portrayed her, excuse me, in that way. They even got to the point where she was so overwhelmed with all this information, she started losing it, and she started becoming unstable, mentally unstable, on the verge of a meltdown. What are we going to do with her, man? She's losing it here, man. She can't handle all the pressure. And then later on, they portrayed her as being somewhat of an egomaniac. She started wanting to steal the spotlight from McCain. She was becoming more popular than McCain, and she kind of got the big head type of thing. So, and then she would make a gaffe, about I could see Russia from my front porch or something, and then they would do a clip on Tina Fey on Saturday Night Live mocking her, and that was kind of funny. If you take it in the vein of humor and stuff, I mean that was kind of funny. So she was prepping for the VP, the vice presidential debate against Biden, and they were trying to give her information, and she just couldn't comprehend it all because she's so stupid, And so they said, "Hey, let's just get her to memorize these things, And then she's an actress, right? And she can memorize stuff. And so, of course, she did well in the debate because she memorized all the material. Didn't know what she was talking about because she's too stupid, right? But she memorized it all, and so again. Hard to believe a lot of that stuff, I mean, I'm not the brightest guy in the world, but, I do know about North and South Korea and the Prime Minister of England and who we fought in World War II and, some things of that nature. She didn't know what the Fed was, and they had to try to educate her. Positives of the film, they did portray Barack Obama as a personality, a celebrity with nothing but charisma. He didn't have any achievements other than he gave a nice speech at the Democratic Convention in 2004, and really didn't have anything going for him other than his charisma and his charm, and he was popular with the people, and they portrayed him in that way, and that was fair because that's really all he had going for him. And even I got caught up in it, and I voted for him. I've mentioned that I voted for him. I'm not going to in this next election. Actually, the Mississippi primary is coming up Tuesday, and I'll probably vote for Romney, even though, just for the simple reason I think he's the best chance of defeating Obama. But I did vote for him in 2008, so again. And McCain, another positive of the movie, McCain did not want to run a dirty campaign or a negative campaign, and he refused to attack the Reverend Wright, who was instrumental in forming some of Obama's life plans, I guess, or philosophies in life, and he refused to do that. So, it did have some positive things going for it. But the bottom line, it was obviously designed to portray Palin as a not real bright individual that didn't know much about that. So, if you can watch the film with an open mind and think for yourself, and just appreciate the acting and the story like I did, you'll enjoy it. And again, I think to their credit, Julianne Moore and Woody Harrelson and Ed Harris, possibly for Best Supporting Actor, they'll be up for awards, and deservedly so. They did a good job. And conversely, if you're a left-wing liberal and you believe everything in the movie, you'll probably love it even more. So then, hey, you can really have some ammunition to use against Palin. It's a good thing she's not running for president here, and that movie came out about this time. See, that wouldn't, obviously that would hurt her. So, anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. If you have HBO, watch the movie. Take it for what it's worth. You'll enjoy it, and let's have a good day. And to all of my friends out there, I would say adios, muchachos, and buenos dias.